Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 25th of November through to Sunday the 1st of December 2024. So I want to welcome you to my video and sharing today. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 25th of November and the time is it's 8:41 a.m. I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Your support helps me be able to keep coming here and doing these sorts of videos. So thank you very much. We have watching, Pamela is here and Manahia is here and so is Victoria. Welcome to you all. So if you're new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my two decks of cards combined that I created and illustrated. So we have the Speed of Light Oracle and the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. And I made these two decks the same size so they can fit together and create one big combined deck of 110 cards, which is lots of fun to play with. So I'll be using this combined deck to look for the best cards that the majority of us need. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone or anyone who's open to receiving or connecting in some way. So I recommend that you take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. And let's allow ourselves to be surprised. Good morning, Jackie's here from Ireland. Welcome. Yes, let's see what's going to unfold this week. We had a powerful week last week, and I trust it translated to a successful and wonderful and heightened week for you. But we're starting the new reading week now, so I'm shuffling the cards and asking the cards out loud. I'd usually do this in my head, but I'm asking out loud for the cards to show the majority of us, what do we need to know for this week ahead, starting Monday the 25th of November through till Sunday the 1st of December. So I'm just shuffling the cards. I trust, I have a feeling or an intuition, an urge to stop shuffling when I need to. And then I split the deck into two because I always do. You don't have to do that. Everyone picks cards in different ways. So trust in the way you pick your cards because it's right for you. Just like the way I pick my cards is right for me. And the best cards the majority of us need for this week, the Monday the 25th of November through to Sunday the 1st of December, are these. Okay, I'm going to lay them face down beside me. And I'll be back in a second. I'll just duck down here. Okay, so they're face down. I'm going to turn them over as I go. So we're looking at Monday, starting the week. Monday the 25th of November, we have an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Oh, the dragons have returned. I was wondering if or when, oh well not if, but when the dragons would return. And here we go, starting the week, this week, with the Air Dragon card 27. And the Air Dragon says, your mind is powerful. So the dragons are the most highest vibrating cards in this deck of Animal Kingdom, which is the entire deck that's combined. So this brings highlight to the air element, which we could say highlight to the mind. So we might find that we start the week wanting to organise things, plan things, prepare things, and also it's a good time to shift away from negative thinking if we've been leaning on the negative or thinking the worst, being pessimistic. It's a great opportunity, I feel, on Monday to shift that sort of pessimism around into something more optimistic and hopeful and positive. So if you notice that you've been going in a bit of a downward spiral mentally, then this is a great opportunity to turn it around and flick yourself around into the more positive. So how might you do that? Well, the key, I guess, at the beginning is awareness, because it's important to be aware of where we're sitting mentally. So if we're leaning on the pessimistic, negative, depressive side, then we want to do something about that as soon as we can, so it doesn't get too far out of hand and too far, get too far away from the turnaround. It's harder to turn it around when when we're really down in the pits of depression. So it takes a lot more effort, a lot more energy, and a lot more time to turn things around. So if we can catch ourselves slipping down there before we get to that really low point, then that's more helpful, or we have more energy and time, and in some ways, I guess, more control to be able to flick that around to the positive. So awareness is really important. I like to try and be aware of my state of mind just constantly, and I'm not sort of checking in at certain times. It's just an awareness, a general perception that I have, because I want to know if I'm leaning down towards the negative so I can lean back the other way. So it's just a self-awareness that's really important. Now, if you're already at the pits and this low place, then this is also favourable for you to start turning things around for yourself and looking at some lifelines that you can cast, maybe some support that you can reach out to receive or to practice in your day-to-day life. Things like gratitude can help turn things around, looking at the glass half full and the things that are working, the people that are there. All this sort of shift in attitude can help shift our mental state. So let's look at where we are and what, if anything, needs to shift. If we're already in a pretty good state mentally, then we can look at how can we maintain it. How can we maintain that more healthy, positive, uplifted, optimistic state? Also, maybe thinking about our priorities, organising our time will probably be strong for Monday with this air energy around. So that's a nice way to start the week. Now I'm looking at Tuesday, Wednesday. Oops, I looked at the card first, which doesn't matter, but I like to reveal with you, but that's okay. This is the Unicorn, card 50. It's from the Speed of Light Oracle deck. And it says psychic gifts, spiritual intuition, and trust. So this is really activating our intuition, our third eye chakra, where this alicorn protrudes from the unicorn. So this is very much highlighting our intuition, our third eye chakra, and really looking at how we can better trust in our instincts and trust in our intuition, trust in the direction that we're going. Now, it's easier to do that if we're in more of a positive state of mind. So if you're in a pretty low place and you're just working your way through that, or you're just trying to survive, then it can be, it can feel like there's a bigger distance between where we are now and being in that space of trusting ourselves and trusting our intuition. In a low place, we're usually lacking in confidence, lacking in clarity as well. So this might not be something that you might feel if you've been in a pretty low state that you're working now to get out of. But if you're in a reasonable state of mental state, or quite positive, you might find, and we might find Tuesday and Wednesday, that our intuition is strong, and we might have these intuitive impulses to try new things or do certain things that might lead us to rendezvous or cross paths with a certain person at a certain time, or an opportunity that might come at the right time for us. So that as we synchronize up with the right time and the right place, there is this underlying essence, in some ways, a foundation of trust within our intuition and ourselves. So trust is important, trusting in ourselves and trusting in our intuition, of course. And also there's a psychic, spiritual nature to this card. So Tuesday and Wednesday is very favourable for meditating, practicing our spiritual things, our spiritual rituals, stepping out into nature, going to church, whatever it is that you like to do to honour your spirituality, so that you can use your spirituality as a part of the wholeness of who you are. So physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So how is your spiritual relationship with yourself? Have you been neglecting your spirituality? And has it been something maybe you've been talking about lately or thinking about? I must get back into my meditation. I must get back into church. I must get back into nature. Or whatever it is you determine is the way you connect spiritually with yourself and with the higher frequencies and energies. So a nice spiritual uplifting energy really for Tuesday and Wednesday potentially. Now, Thursday, let's look at this card on its own for Thursday. Speed of Light Oracle, Thursday the 28th. And we have the Comfort card, Support card 35. And it says Comfort, Loved Ones, and Reassurance. Now, this is a comfort card, and it would only come up if we're needing support and reassurance, especially a reassurance that with things like we're not alone, or we're not doing it alone, or that everything's going to be okay. If you've had your loved ones in spirit on your mind lately, then this is also represents them coming in close to you and reminding you that you are not alone. You really are not alone. So this is another, we could say, an extension of this spiritual energy that the unicorn brings. So a comfort, reassure ourselves. We're going to get through this. We can do this. It's going to be okay. Now, if something's kind of not right in our lives, though, then we might need to be honest about that and make the changes that are necessary. Because our life always requires choices and changes and shifts and things that we're looking at improving on small levels or large levels. So if something isn't working and we've been avoiding it or denying it or pretending it's okay for a while, then there might be a bit of a reality check that comes up, perhaps something that shows us that actually this really isn't okay. So what can I do about it? If it's truly not okay, what can I do about it? If it is okay and I'm just blowing something out of proportion or I'm taking something too personally, then that's a bit different and we might need to reassure ourselves on the positive. But if we're fooling ourselves and saying it's okay when it really isn't, and we will know deep down inside, because perhaps we're scared of making changes, or we don't feel strong enough to make changes, or we don't want to hurt someone, which are all reasonable things to feel, then it might be that illusion of pretending that everything's okay may crack through the surface. It may crack through and reveal to us the truth. So let's, I find it helpful anyway to do my best to check in and make sure that I'm not fooling myself. Is everything really okay? Or am I pretending it's okay just because I'm too scared to make a change? I want to check in and make sure things are in alignment, that I am in alignment and my life is in alignment with my highest truth. And that's part of the way I connect spiritually. Is this situation, is this relationship, is this connection, is this thing that I want to do, or the thing that's happening in my life, is this aligned with my highest truth? I only want to align with things, I only want to do things that are aligned with my highest truth. Because in my opinion, for me, everything that is not aligned with my highest truth is illusion. And I don't want to feed into that illusion. Sometimes I slip into it, but because I'm very self-aware, I can feel when I might be leaning towards something or doing something that's not quite right. It's a bit off. And then I need to check in and look at that further. So yes, everything's going to be okay, but let's also be careful that we're not fooling ourselves to try and convince ourselves that everything's okay when actually in truth it isn't, and we know that deep down inside. So in that case, we have the support coming in to support us with whatever it is we need to do next. And it might be something we need to sit on depending on the situation and figure out for ourselves how we really feel. What is the truth in this situation, and what changes or improvements do I need to actively make? So a comfort, reassuring card, and a reminder that no matter where we're sitting with things right now, we are not alone. We have support. Our loved ones in spirit and our spiritual team are supporting us always. So that's that, especially for Thursday. Now Friday, we'll go Friday here, Speed of Light Oracle, Friday the 29th, and we have new pathways. So that's funny. Card 18, it says options, children, birth, choice, and life's path. This is new pathways opening up. So it's actually really interesting, this card coming up after what I was just talking about with the support card. It makes me feel that perhaps some of us are realizing that something's not quite right, and maybe we have been fooling ourselves, because this is like something new opening up. It almost feels to me like a veil, like a sheer, like a veil, a lace curtain or something like that, something that's slightly see-through but also distorts. We can't really see clearly on the other side. It feels like some curtains have parted between Thursday and Friday, a reality shift. So opening the curtains and seeing the truth, and seeing before us that there are options that this card's showing. This is showing that there are choices, there are options, there are paths out there. So we might need to look for a second opinion. We might need to further sit with and contemplate our situation and think about different options. What are the potentials out there? And when I'm doing that sort of thing, I think crazy things, you know, like I'm thinking of all sorts of crazy ideas so that I can mark them off, because I want to find the best path forward. And if there are lots of options, I can eliminate options, which then helps me hone myself towards the best path. If I'm tunnel visioned at the beginning, I might be missing, say, a better option. So when I'm in this place of options and I'm on this point of crossroads, let's say, and there are options before me, I go extreme on either end and just say, right, would this be a possibility? Would that be a possibility? No, no, no. Maybe actually that might be okay. So then I want to really refine my choices to get to the best option possible. So that's sort of the energy of this card. We have choices, there are options, and these are potentials that we can figure out how to refine or better strengthen and stabilize and create security on our path moving forward. So that's for Friday. Now let's look for the weekend. So we're transitioning from November to December, and we've got the two cards here. We've got this one roughly for the end of November and this one for the beginning of December. So we're going to look at the end of November first. This is really for Saturday, but it may be Friday into Saturday. And it's a Speed of Light Oracle. This is nice. It's the butterfly card, card 6. And it says heart, opening, freedom, passion, and action. So this is about returning to the heart. So from what I see of the cards, there's this probably a strong mental energy as we start the week, as we're in our head and we're working out the best plan or the best way to organise ourselves, the priorities mentally moving forward. And then by the time we get to the weekend or the end of the month, we could say, we've got a return to the heart. So back into our heart. Maybe we return to truth, the truth of things. Maybe we return to the core of things or the heart of things, which relates to the heart of ourselves. This is also our home. Return to the home, the heart, the truth here in our heart. So it feels uplifting. It feels transformative. So there's a transforming energy that's present this week as well as we shift from one state into another. So we might find at the beginning of the week we're in a certain state. By the time we get to the end of the week, especially the end of the month, we're in almost an opposite state. So from the head to the heart, for example, from negative, hopefully into something more positive and optimistic. So things are shifting and transforming, and it feels like the arc of a rainbow as we go from this state, transform into this state. So let's see how that fits and flows for us. But it's personal. It might reflect out in our lives, but it feels personal. So it's how we're feeling inside, really. And our spirituality has a big role to play in this. So practicing our spiritual things, meditating, getting out our cards, going into nature, whatever it is that we feel is a way we connect spiritually, talking to our loved ones in spirit will help with that transition. So we're transitioning, transforming from one state to another in a potentially positive way. So this is a movement forward. There's action, and it's moving from the heart. So it's coming forward from the heart as we return to the heart. Now it comes up with this card, which is for Sunday, or we could say the beginning of December. And it's Animal Kingdom. Oh, we've got the Stellar Cycle again. This was our theme card last week that we just left. It's a featured timing card. It has further instructions here, which say to take the 4th card from the top of the deck. So I go down. We've got a Speed of Light Oracle here, and it is action taking. So these are for as we start December. Now, because this card came up for our theme last week and it's appeared again, this is highlighting, it's card 55, by the way, called Stellar Cycle, and it says 1 year. This is a timing card, so it's talking about the long term. Now, this is pretty natural as we're approaching the end of the year, that we might be thinking about what are we going to do in 2025. We might be setting things up now for the long term, for next year. And it doesn't have to be exactly to the year. We could be looking at the next couple of years. So what are you preparing now for the next year or so to come? And it's coming up with the Dolphin card, card 10, called Action Taking. It says move on, horizon, forward, and let go. There's a lot of action in this card too. So we've got a lot of action, active energy for the weekend. This is about returning to the heart and moving forward. This is about letting things go. So closing doors and opening doors and taking the action that's necessary to do that. This is sort of in alignment, the shape here of the dolphin, with this arc feeling that I feel for the week as we transition from one state to another, as we transform. It's very arc-like, and it reminds me of the arc here of the dolphin swimming. So we're swimming through, we're letting the sun set on old parts of our life so the sun can rise on new parts of our life now. And it will require an element of letting go. And this is something about this letting go and opening doors, closing doors is really important for setting ourselves up for the year to come. So the year moving forward, especially into 2025. So there are our cards for the week. I'm going to pull a theme card in a minute, which I will do in just a moment. So before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love if you're watching on Facebook. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit the follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button so you can see more of these videos in the future if you're interested in doing so. If you'd like to learn more about my cards that I've used today, you can learn more about them on my website. You can combine them or you can use them separately. It's completely up to you. They come with a guidebook as well. So check them out online. You can learn more about what I do and support my work at templeofbalance.com.au. Thank you very, very much. So let's find our best theme card. This theme card will help bring this whole week together and help us see the bigger picture for the week ahead. So Monday the 25th of November through till Sunday the 1st of December 2024. The best theme card is, let's go with this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle. And we have, funny, we have the Dolphin card 2. And it says, it's time, a time to celebrate. So this is really good because this adds a celebratory, uplifting, fireworks going off kind of theme for the week. So this brings our arc into this really positive light. So if you've been in a really dark, low place, there is great potential this week to cast yourself a lifeline, realign, recenter, recalibrate yourself and transition out of it. This brings an uplifting energy, and if we're already feeling good or okay, then we may even elevate that to another level. There is probably cause for celebration this week. There might be something that happens or something that occurs that's uplifting or celebratory, that elates us, helps us feel good. Maybe there's a birthday or something too to celebrate for some of us as well. This is fireworks going off. We made it, we've done it. It's time to celebrate the new and work with the new energy of the celebration to guide us into this next new phase of our life. So that's very exciting. Lots of good energy around this week as we transition through. So thanks so much. See how this fits for you. Come back and connect with the video throughout the week to get your bearings and see how things fit. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again in December. So thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.